Well, hello, my friends. Welcome once again to another live stream episode with me, Ira. Hopefully, you guys are doing well tonight. I thought I'd do things a little bit early today. It's usually not this early when I do some gaming, but I thought, well, I've got the time. I may as well go ahead and do it. So, yeah, welcome, and hopefully you guys are ready to have a little bit of fun. We're live streaming tonight over on YouTube as well as on Twitch. We started doing Twitch last night, and I'd like to welcome all of the new Twitch viewers to the stream. Tonight we're going to be playing Shroud of the Avatar, and that's the one that we did last night. Had a lot of fun with it, and it's a game that I've definitely been enjoying the ever-living heck out of. For those that aren't aware, it is a buy-to-play game, and it is available right now off of their website, shroudoftheavatar.com. And it's very much a throwback to the old style of doing RPGs. It's a lot of fun. I've just been really enjoying it a lot. And if you've ever played Ultima Online, this is basically the spiritual successor to that game. The game was actually created by the same people that made the Ultima Online, as well as a lot of the Ultima series. Lord British is the primary driving force behind Shroud of the Avatar. And so last night we went out adventuring a little bit, and tonight I'm going to be kind of going into a different set of zones than what I was running around in last night. I need to make my way through this place right here. I'm in East Reach Gap right now. And this is maybe a little bit of a troubling place. We'll see how well I do. It is a tier 5 area that I need to make my way through here. And if need be, I will just sort of put on my dash and run through as best as I can. But I should be able to handle things okay. I went through here earlier today so that I could get to the other side, over to where Brittany is, which is one of the major towns within the game. And I did okay with it. So we'll see if I still do okay. So just sort of doing everything that I can do to gain as much money as I can, because I am broke. And I need a lot of money. Need a lot of money in the game. It's kind of one of the ways that you function. So on my way, I will be killing and skinning any of the animal corpses and such that I do, because those hides that you get can sell for a pretty decent amount if you can find the right buyer for it. When I came through here before, this place was pretty filled with skeletal enemies. Right now, I'm not sure what's up. It seems like it's kind of more wolves, but we'll see. Yeah, there's scorpions. And a wolfie. As you can see, I'm using my bow right now. I was using that primarily last night, although I do have blades available. I have some magic skills. I'm going to be working up my magic skills here pretty soon. I've not messed with them a whole lot. I've gotten my water up pretty decently so that I can get that water elemental. But I don't really use him for fighting. He does some damage. He's not really that great when it comes to damaging. But I got him primarily for the heal that he has, because he'll keep you healed up as you do your fight. But my style normally with these things is to keep them at range and go from there. Hey James, welcome to the show. Yeah, World of Warcraft, it's okay. You know, it's okay for what it is, but it doesn't hold my attention for very long, even though I did a couple of live streams of it here and there. Lots of things on that particular skin. That's good. I'm not unsatisfied with that one at all. Anyways, this is definitely a lot different than World of Warcraft. Although, you know, looks-wise, it has similarities, of course, as any real MMORPG out there really would. But the main differences between this and World of Warcraft is that With World of Warcraft and other games like it, you start off as a class and you work your way up through the levels of that class to gain new skills that are available for that class. Shroud of the Avatar is completely different. Shroud of the Avatar is a skill-based game, skill-based system. There are no classes in the game. It is all based upon whatever skills you decide to work up. And there is one heck of a lot of skills that you could potentially do in the game. Each of them has sort of their different purpose. And for instance, right now, this character, I've primarily gone up the ranged combat, and is there a, yeah, there's a mage over there too. I've gone through the ranged combat as well as blades, and again, I've gone through some of the water tree as well, so that I can get the water elemental up, just for the healing purposes. And you can see he was also helping me to fight those enemies there too, which is helpful. You know, it is what it is. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but that's not really what he's designed for. There are other pets in the game, other summons in the game that you can use that deal a lot more damage. But the water elemental in particular, it's not really what he's for. So it looks like we made it through there okay. I'm glad. I was kind of a little paranoid since it is a tier 5 area. And I'm still a little iffy when it comes to the tier 5 stuff. Some of the tier 5 areas that you get into are really easy. And then some of them are, well, they will eat your face as soon as you walk in. So in particular, this one hasn't been too bad, thankfully. But I just kind of wanted to go through the pass there so that I can get to the other side, so that I can get more towards the Brittany area, which is sort of the central part of the map, because I ran across a couple of nice locations to go into to sort of farm up animal loot, which is what I'm really seeking out because that's what I can sell the most of. I have my skinning really, really high, so I can usually get a pretty decent amount of loot out of the skinning that I do. Yeah, healing pets are always good. It's where sort of the bread and butter of games like this really comes in, because, you know, especially if you're out alone, having that extra little heal around is definitely a help. Definitely a help. Oh, we're getting attacked by some skeletons there. Getting a little bit of lag too. I'm not sure if that's because of the stream or if it's because a lot of people are in the game right now. I will say the game just released about a week ago, and although they are doing constant work on it, there are some parts of it that are not totally optimized yet. So sometimes you get a little bit of frame rate lag and that kind of thing, depending on what's going on. I'm trying to remember where it was that I ended up going to hunt in relation to where I'm at right now. Right now I'm on the Overland map. Again, for those that didn't tune in last night and aren't familiar with it, there are two different sort of systems, world spaces that you can go through in the game. There is the scenes that I was in when I started the stream there. That was considered to be a scene. So in other words, sort of a adventure area. And then there is the Overland map, which is this, which lets you get from one location to another. Sorry about the tinkling noise back there. One of my kids is eating behind me here, so I am trying to remember where that place was that I went hunting earlier. I don't remember. I might have to just search for a different place. Was that it? Maybe that was it. See, I'm thinking it was right over in here. How did I get to that? Sometimes dealing with the overmap can be a little difficult. Stupid river blocking me. All right, well, we'll have to go around the other way, I think. It could be because I have all the browsers open here too. I am not sure. Bringing my system down. Yeah, I think that was it. I closed one of the browsers there, and it seems to be doing a lot better now. Now, how do I get across over there? Is there a bridge around here somewhere? There we go. There are a lot of places in the game that you can go. And when we're on the overmap here, the overland map here, the little placards that you see over there, that's a scene. That's a place that you can go and adventure in. This over here would be as well. This is sort of where I came into, isn't it? Yeah, I just kind of went around in a circle, didn't I? Ah, shoot. All right, well, let me see here. I'll head over this way. Get on the pathway and run a little bit faster. Oh, there's some bandits over here. We can go mess around with them and see what they've got. Sometimes when you get into these encounters like this that are on the overland map, you can find a treasure chest and loot and all kinds of nice stuff. So while we load in here, I'll just check the comments. Yeah, Star Trek Online, I definitely love that game. I have pumped thousands of hours into that game, but I have not played it here for a little while, just because, you know, I kind of go through spurts with it here and there. I'll play it really hardcore for a month or so and then give it up for a month and then play it hardcore for a month. But I'm a lifetimer over there, so I can kind of come and go with it. These guys shouldn't be too difficult. They are green to me, so. Should probably be pretty cakewalk here. Yeah, I'm going to put on my night sight just to make it a little bit easier for me to see as I get around here. I'm not even going to waste the arrows on these guys. I'm just going to go ahead and switch over to my blades. If anything, I can sell the hammers and blades and stuff that I pick up from them. There's a tree here I can go ahead and grab. Yeah, it really is an awesome game, and the nice thing with it too is that they come out with monthly, basically episodes that they do to help improve the game. Number one, of course, there's always going to be bug fixes and that kind of thing with it, but also actual like new areas to go into, new loot, new skills, all kinds of stuff. They're constantly adding new things into the game to mess around with. So not really ever a lack of anything to do in the game. to say the least. There's always something going on. And the nice thing too is that it's not just developer driven. So while a lot of things in the game are developer driven, so in other words the scenes that you go into and that sort of thing, very much a lot of the game is player driven. So the players are very much a part of creating the game. The game, in fact, was created based on feedback and funding and all kinds of stuff from the community. So literally the things that you see in the game, a lot of it is because players wanted it to be there. So not too bad, little amount of loot there just for coming in here and killing off these green guys. Can't complain on that. I think that'll do it. So yeah, just a nice little encounter. I came in, grabbed their loot, and go. You know, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's kind of reminiscent, I think, of the way that like the old Fallout 1 and 2 was. You know, like how you go on the overworld map and you can move around and explore, and then as you're going, you'll come across a random encounter and that sort of thing. It's very much what it reminds me of. Yeah, it's now William. The game is now officially in full release. They actually just as of last week is when they came out with it. Well, about a week ago anyway. And they've done a lot of work on it. Yeah, I've been following it since its inception, basically over on Kickstarter. But I haven't actually. I didn't actually do any plays with it until release here, which I kind of regret a little bit. I wish I would have gotten involved with it sooner, just that I could have a little bit more of a foothold on the community and that sort of thing. But that's okay. I mean, it happens, you know. There's a skeleton there that's trying to attack me, but I'm gonna just go ahead and wander. I'm trying to find the actual adventure area. Oh well, he caught up with me anyway. All right. I guess we'll go in and handle it. And the interesting thing too is that when you get into one of these encounters like this, you don't know what tier it's going to be. So it could be like those bandits were really, really easy comparatively to me right now. Or I could walk in here and get face rolled as soon as I come into it. So, you know, it's sort of random. Everything basically in this game is really randomized like that. So. I did notice that when they patch frequently, you know, that is one thing about it that I do like, and I've actually heard people complaining about it, the fact that they do seem to patch a lot. But again, you know, the game has just been released, and with the feedback from people coming in and playing it and stuff, yeah, see, these guys are going to be really easy. With the feedback that they've been getting, you know, and the bug reports and that kind of thing, they've sort of been doing a lot of fixes to it here over the past week or so. And, you know, the patches may slow down at this point because they've done some releases here and there. But it may pick back up again. Who knows? Come here. There you go. Ah! Come here. There you go. Is that it? Nope, there's another one. Okay. I thought there was another one left. Alright, I think that's it there. So what I'm going to do, since I've picked up a lot of loot here, I'm going to kind of wander into one of the player towns, I think, and just sell off the loot that I've picked up so that I don't have all the carry weight that I'm carrying with me. Sometimes the corpses are when you've got the night sight on. I will say when you've got the night sight on, I wish that you could kind of change the highlight colors and that kind of thing, because sometimes it gets a little bit hard to see the corpses and that sort of thing. But at the same time, you know, it's all right. It's cool. So I wonder if there's a chest around in here somewhere. There might be. They all seem to come up from this area over here. I don't know. I'm not seeing one. Hello, bunny rabbit. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing a chest. That's unfortunate. I'll wander over to the other side here. Maybe there'd be one over there. Sometimes things are very hidden on you. A few little bunny rabbits here and there. Nope, doesn't look like it. Oh well. Hello, bunny. The bunnies in the game are really cute. Go ahead and grab the tree while we're here. Again, pardon the greenness of everything. I've got the night sight on right now, so it's like you're looking through night vision goggles. I could dismiss it and just use the little light here, but you know, it's not as effective. For someone like me who already has vision problems, having the night sight's definitely a lot easier to work with. I will say one thing: I hope that as time progresses, the load times on the loading screens do get shorter. Hopefully they optimize that a little bit further to make it so that there's not quite the amount of time that you're waiting in between scenes. But it's not too bad. It's not the worst I've seen. Come on. There we go. Okay. So let's see. We need to kind of make our way northwest from where we're at here, I think, to get to where we're going, because we're heading over to sort of the spot in between this area right here. That's where a lot of player towns are set up. Yes, in the game there are player towns. So not only are there NPC towns that were created by the developers and are sort of run by those developers, there are towns that have been set up by the players that are entirely player run, player driven. Everything within them is based on what the players want to do with that particular town, which is really cool. You know, that's one of the nice things I think with the game. So in fact, right here's one of the player towns, and right now it is besieged. That's why it's on fire right now. Sometimes when as time progresses in the game, the evil ones, the high villains in the game, they will come along and they will set siege to different towns, and that includes both player towns and non-player towns. So sometimes you'll walk out into the world and go adventuring, and then when you come back to try to go into your home, if it's in a player town, you try to walk in and well, your town is under siege, and so you have to work your way through the town or through the siege basically to get to your home or to your bank or whatever it is that you're going to do. It can be a little bit of a pain in the butt sometimes because those sieges are really difficult. But usually, whenever a siege happens in the world, the players are aware of it, and there are actual like teams of players that just go out hunting in the sieges to break the sieges from towns. So they don't usually last too long, but it just depends on where they're at. So right now I'm going to Brittany Fort. This is one of the player-run towns. In fact, I had originally my house in this town, and I moved it to Oracle Oasis, but I did have it here originally, and I'm considering moving it back over here. The town is still very new, so there's not a lot of people that have actually moved into here yet. But my house was right here on this lot, and I'm thinking I might come back and claim it again with my house because I like the place that it's at, and if this town ends up growing, it'd be kind of nice to have my house like right there near the entrance to set up a vendor on and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of mulling over it right now, and I kind of spent a few hours today sort of hemming and hawing over it. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it quite yet. I'm looking for if there's a weapon vendor here. I don't remember if there is, so that I can sell this stuff that I picked up. Well, there's a combat merchant. That'll work. It's kind of important if you Yvonne, the combat merchant. Am I doing the combat? Yeah. So it's kind of important if you're out adventuring, you get loot. You can sell to the NPC vendors, and you can sell basically anything to any vendor. But if you go to like the specific vendor that is like for that type of item, you'll actually get a little bit more gold out of the sale. So it's kind of smart to shop around a little bit and see where you can sell for the most money. So not a ton of gold, 112 for that, but that'll take the weight off of me a little bit, so I don't have to try to hump all that around. Yeah, and the rest of it's from the carcasses and the animal hides and stuff. Those take up a lot of weight. Every town, just for information purposes too, since I'm passing by it here and it reminded me, every town has a town crier. That includes the NPC towns and the player-run towns. And if you've come into a town that you've never been in before, if you talk to the town crier, you get 100 gold. It's like just a free bonus of gold that you can get every time that you go to a new town. You can talk to the crier, boom, 100 gold. It's sort of like the idea of you're giving them news from around the world, so they're giving you a little bit of money for the service. I had already grabbed it from that town crier, so I never talked to him. One thing, too, with the town criers, you can talk to them, and if you're looking for a place to plop down a house, go to the town crier in the town, and they will show you what lots are available to put your house down. James, I'm glad. It really is a fun game. Like I said, it's a buy-to-play game. It's $39 right now to buy it, and once you buy it, it's yours permanently. There are, of course, microtransactions if you want to, help support them a little bit further, or you want to pick up, some extra goodies that aren't available within the game and that kind of thing. There is that's there. But you don't have to. It's kind of one of those things that, it's just there as the extra. You don't have to if you don't want to. So, There's North Midmere Way. I did some adventuring in this area. It's a tier 2 area. I'm not going to bother with it right now, but I did some adventuring in there when I first started coming around here to the Brittany area. It's a nice little place. I am trying to remember. I don't think it's this that I was in. No, that's a tier 3. The one that I was in, I think if I remember right, it was kind of like a mountainy kind of area. So I'm trying to head kind of this way because there's the mountains over that way, and I think that's where I had gone and walked into when I was adventuring earlier. I'm trying to find it again because it was a really nice place to go. I had a good time with it, but unfortunately, I was really distracted when I when I went into it, and by the time that I left it, so I don't remember. I don't remember which one it was. No, it wasn't the necropolis. You know, it was near. I remember now. It was near the Oracle. Oracle something. No, it definitely wasn't Brightbone Pass, was it? I don't think so. I'll tell you what. Here, give me 1 second. I'm going to check the map that's available on the browser. If you go to shroudoftheavatar.com/map, there is the map that's available for the game, and it will show you everything that's sort of available as far as locations goes, including player towns and adventure areas. And it's searchable, so you can search to see where things are. Oracle Colossus. That's the thing that I was trying to remember. Okay, so that is where in relationship to where I am right now. It looks like it's to the west. Let's see. Oh, I am way too far south for it. That's what it is. It is actually way up here. Way up here. That's where I was. So, yeah, we'll have to go to the north to get to where I was. Okay. Well, now I have an idea. I was thinking it was to the south. So, shows how much I know. So, we'll head back up this way. Oh, there's one of my guildmates there. Wandering around. Well, that's not the one that I wanted. No. That's kind of interesting. What's going on up there? Oh, I see. It's loading in. Yep. I reached the end of that there. Nope, I don't want this way. The place that I was looking for is like around that volcano area there. Come on, you're going to make Make me walk all the way back around over there, aren't you? Yep. Got a little scorpion thing following me. Yeah, so there's the Oracle Colossus. So the place that I went to earlier, I think it's this thing right here, because it wasn't too far away from it. I think it was that spot right there, right by where the scorpion is. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. Okay, so we found the place that I was looking for. Good, that'll work. We'll load into it and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. So there are basically three different ways that you get around in the world. Number one, the primary way is through that overland map. And as you can see, it's huge. I mean, we didn't even really cover 1/8 of the map, in that time that we were walking in the overland. Anyways, so there's walking in the overland area. There's also recall scrolls, which will take you back to your bind point, and you can bind basically anywhere. If you go to any of the town criers, you can bind to that particular town that the crier is in, or you can set, if you have a house, you can set your house actually as your bind point to do the recall with. And then there are teleport scrolls. Now the teleport scrolls are there for if you have anybody on your friend list, which I do. A lot of people in the game, if you're running across people, you're going to find people like adding you to your friend list all the time, and you're not going to have any clue who these people are. It's a good idea to go ahead and accept it. You may not ever talk to them or adventure with them or anything along those lines, but the purpose of doing that is basically because if you use a teleport scroll, it allows you to teleport to anybody that's on your friend list. So whatever location they're in, you will teleport to that location by using the scroll. So a lot of people, again, they will just add people into their friend list so that they can have more people to be able to teleport to if the time comes. So yeah, it's a little weird, but it is what it is. So I wonder, is somebody over here too? No, I see it was dogs attacking something over there. Come on, puppies. Come to me. I'm going to go ahead and use my blades here since they hit multiple targets. Makes things a little bit easier. Oh, we got another one over there? No, that was a rabbit. I missaw it. Holding my own okay so far with it. This is a tier 5 area. But as you can see, they're kind of equal-ish with me right now. That'll work. I'm almost out of focus. One thing I forgot to do, I forgot to eat some food. Food is definitely important in the game. I'm going to use the dragon stew since I'm in a tier 5 area right now. Anyways, food is very important in the game. You want to eat so that you can regain your health and your focus a little bit faster. And it's a buff, basically, that'll last you however long the buff is supposed to last on that particular piece of food. Yeah, it is available on Steam as well. This game is through Steam as well. If you buy it through the website, the Steam version is there too. You can get the Steam key for it. And if you buy it on Steam, you can get the website version of it. So they, cross-platform with it. So. Gonna do a little bit of skinning there. Ooh, I got a really nice result there. So that's cool. So I did explain last night when I was playing, but I can go ahead and do it real quick here. In the game, there are multiple skills that are available. And the skills, again, it's definitely a skill-driven game. The skills break down into two different types. There's adventuring skills and there are crafting skills. You can do one or the other or both. It's up to you. Under the combat, or under the adventuring skills is where your combat takes place. So there are different types of combat skills. These in particular are relating to weapons. I use ranged and I use blades primarily. Under ranged, if you go into any of the tabs here, there are then the actual skills in the tree that will unlock for use during combat. So the primary one here is ranged combat. The more you raise that up in levels, the more damage your ranged combat is going to do. There is aimed shot, there is disabling shot, blinding shot, piercing shot, rapid fire, and multi-shot. And then over here is sort of the passives. This one will give you a chance to regain your ammo. In other words, to not actually use ammo when you are firing your weapon. I've got that to level 40 now. Cool. And there is also the, Eagle Eye, which increases your critical damage. And so on and so forth. So under each of the trees, under each of these weapons, there are the trees that are available with the skills. The same applies for this section right here. This is the magic section. So if you wanted to go through sun magic, for instance, you can run through the tree there. Moon magic is here. Water magic is one that I went up pretty quickly so that I could get the water elemental skill, which is that being that's following me around. And then down here are your more tactical kind of skills, the general skills. This one is tactics, which is sort of more effective as far as your health and your strength and that kind of thing goes. Subterfuge is for your more roguey kind of skills to do like backstabbing and pickpocketing and stealth and that sort of thing. This is the focus tree for those that are using magery a lot. You want to go up the focus tree so that you can gain your focus back quicker, make more effective use of it, so on and so forth. Oh, and I also forgot up here in the combat area, there is both light armor and heavy armor. So depending on the armor type you're wanting to wear primarily, you will want to go up the trees there as well. Under crafting, it's kind of the same way. You've got your gathering skills, the refining skills, and the creative skills, the production skills. This is where like cooking and carpentry and that kind of thing are made available. I've gone up a lot of the gathering skills. One of the things I like to do in this game is to be a gatherer so that I can then sell the resources to the crafty type of players so that I can make some money. So that's what I'm out doing right now. I'm out here in this tier 5 area adventuring, trying to find animals that I can kill so that I can then skin them and sell their resources to the other players that might happen to want to buy them. When I was running through here earlier, I was finding obsidian stags, which are really worth a lot if you can get their corpses out of the skinning. And a lot of wolves. I also found a bunch of bears, and there were some undead as well. So and spiders. There's spiders as well. So lots of things around. I'll go ahead and just kite these guys a little bit here. Oh, there's another couple of them. Ew, jeez. They really wanted to come and play. All right, let me toss on the blades here real quick. So as you can see, the nice thing about the having that guy over there, you know, my water elemental, is that he's sort of off tanking a little bit for a bit. Yeah, we're going down pretty quickly here, actually. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna back out. A little bit much. A little bit much. That's okay. It happens. Let's see what we can do to slow those guys down a little. Oh, crap. Don't drop. Don't drop. Don't drop. That would be bad right now. Go up here a little bit. Ah, you're not supposed to join in, doggy. Oh, die. Thank you. Jeez. He lasted a while. It's not a bad idea if you are getting, you know, kind of pounded like that to sort of back away and try to get out of their aggro range a little bit so that you can sort of keep the pace a little bit better. Death in the game is not too bad. There are some consequences to it once you start raising up in your adventuring levels. If you die, you will lose skill points, basically. And if you... Well, if you're high enough level and you die, you can lose quite a bit of skill points. And if you don't have any skill points in your skill pool that's available for spending, you can actually lose points off of your skills, lose your skill abilities. Now, the nice thing with the skills like that, though, is that if you have a skill that you've raised to a certain level and you want to keep it there, you can set the skill to maintain, which means that it will draw away from the pool without raising the level. It'll draw away from the pool if you die, so that you can remain at that skill level. So I've got a obsidian stag here. We'll go ahead and take him out. His corpse is worth quite a bit, so if we can get it. Got a doggy following him too, which means he'll be following me. Ah, shoot! I ran out of his range, so he's running back home. Yeah, you're gonna make me kill you now, aren't you? Fine, we'll take you out first. All right, now, come here, stag. Another stupid wolf is coming along for him. These dang wolves, they're trying to take my kills. That's okay. I'll just drag you to me. I've been asked if I ever play Call of Duty or that kind of thing as far as live streams go. And I will say no, I do not. Mainly because I am legally blind, and if I try to play those kind of games, I'm pretty much just a target. It's difficult for me to play that kind of game. I do like first-person shooters. I do enjoy that kind of thing, but it's not enjoyable for me to do it against other players because I've got that. I've got a disability. It's not easy to do that kind of game when you can't see what you're doing very well. So no, I don't do those kind of games. If that's what you're interested in, that's fine. I mean, they're really cool games, and I'd like to do them more, but yeah, it just doesn't happen. By the way, if you can't see my name, if you guys do want to add me to your friend list or anything like that, my in-game name is Serene Heart. 2 words, Serene Heart. I wouldn't mind if you guys add me to your list. The interesting things too with this game is there's not just the MMO aspect of it, which is cool. It is what it is, but there's also you can play the game offline. There is an offline mode, and everything that's available in the game, other than player-driven things, are in the offline mode as well. So if you're not interested in playing with other players, there is that you can do as well. That's pretty cool, I think, that they went that direction with it. So it's there if you want it. Dog is just going to sit down there. Okay. That works. Could have stayed sitting there, dog. That's fine. Down to about 850 arrows. To give you a clue as to how many arrows you can run through in this game, I started off with 1,200. So yeah, it's pretty easy to go through all of your arrows really quickly, especially once you get your rapid fire and multi-shot. So I got to be careful of these patriarchs around this cliff because they do tend to knock you back if they hit you. You don't want to get knocked off the cliff because fall damage is in the game and you can get hurt really, really badly. Die, bear, die. Really? You're just going to come along and bite me in the butt like that, huh, Spider? damn agile spider kept dodging my shots there. Crazy. Primarily, I'm trying to find suet as one of the loot items that you get from carving corpses. That sells for quite a bit of money to other players right now, so I'm trying to gather as much of it as I can. Yeah, that item right there, suet. It's used in a few different recipes, so there's a lot of players that are seeking it out. If I remember right, there was like two bears that decided to hang out in this area right here. I'm not sure if they're going to be here now or not. I don't really want to get bit by two bears at a time. They're a little bit tough. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, I'm going to get both of them, ain't I? Yep. That's fine. We'll take them. We'll take them. Seeing what I can do to kind of run them down a little bit, and then I'll hit them with the blades. Just soften them up a little bit here, so I don't have to be in their face constantly. Pop on my shields here. Again, I have to be careful of that knockback they do as well. Like that. There we go. There we go. Wasn't too bad. Yeah, those bears are big. The obsidian bears are even bigger. They're freaking huge. I've only seen one once, and one hit, and it kind of took me off of almost half of my life. That was enough for me. I'm not ready for those yet. Not ready for those yet. Change to my bow, not to sheathe my weapon there. I was just seeing if there was like any mining nodes or anything there, but I didn't see any. There probably was, and I just missed it. No trees or anything around here to harvest either. Eh, that's okay. It happens. Hello, spider. Not sure what you're doing. Are you... There we go. Oh, I see. He's like right at the edge of his range or something there. Oh, jeez. Really? What did I do? Hit a spider's nest here? Good God. What the crap? Wow. Alrighty. They took off a lot of life too, quickly. The guy's down there messing him up. He's going down. Yep, he just went down like crazy. Oh, jeez. There's way too many there. What the heck? That was like a pylon or something there. So we're going to have to play this one pretty carefully. Oh, geez, there's a bear now, too. Oh, God. Damn respawns. All right, well, we'll take out this bear. He respawned quick, too, man. Sheesh. And a dog. Oh, my goodness. Doggy wanted to come play, too. Okay, I'm popping on my blades here. Jeez. Okay, well, there goes the bear. That's good. I didn't mean to do the little flip there. That was kind of epic looking though. I'm just like, yeah. Do the Kirk roll. I gotta suck down some tea there. By the way, we do go live with our radio shows on Thursdays and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as Sundays starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you guys tune in for those. I'd love it. If you guys are over on YouTube, you guys can tune into those there on YouTube by hitting the subscribe button. You'll get notified of when we come out with something new. And I go live with doing live streaming games quite frequently as well. So you get notified of when we do that kind of thing too. If you're over on Twitch, well, you guys can subscribe to my channel over there as well. And I'd love for you guys to do that. So, yeah, there we go. All right, let's see what we can do about these spiders here. I'm not sure if doing the blades is going to be a better idea or what. Yeah, no, they're tearing me up pretty good. I may just have to go the other direction and avoid them altogether because, yeah, they're pretty aggressive. They're doing quite a bit of damage. May have to see what we can do to just run past them. No, don't run over there into them, dork. Just gonna blow past these guys. You don't see me. We don't exist. Yeah. We're nowhere around. Oh, shoot. I got caught in a web. There we go. Got caught in another web. Get off me. Thank you. Get off me again. Yeah, the earthquake. There you go. The earthquake will scare you away. Still following me? Yes. Oh, geez. There's a big pack of them following me. Good Lord. Now I got the mages. Or the skeletons. Crap. Crap, crap. Gonna be a bit difficult. It is. Die. Thank you. Damn it. I'm gonna die. I don't want to die. Don't kill me. Don't kill me, I said. I said don't kill me. Come on, get that out. Trying all kinds of stuff here. There we go. There we go. Oh, I lived. I can't believe I lived. That was a mess. Goodness, that was a mess. Totally did not mean to walk into the undead zone, but well, it worked. It worked. We got through it. Need to recover for a moment here. Okay, here we go. Oh, geez. Green wolves? What the heck are green wolves doing up in here? You guys are in the wrong area. Just checking out. I don't know what all's around, so... Die, doggy. A bad puppy. Ah, finally there's a harvestable wood. I haven't seen any mining nodes though. That's one thing. Not too worried about mining nodes, at least at this point in time, but it's nice when they're around. Which way? There's another stag. I will take that, yes. Well, hello, stag. Okay, what was up with that weird, wicked laugh sound that it did? Did you guys hear that? That was weird. It was like, that's so weird. Alrighty then. So I think this is an entrance to another mine, isn't it? Yeah. This is Black Blade Pass. I don't know. I think we'll stick around in here for right now. Kind of starting to run a little short on arrows, so I figured I'd just do some blades for right now. By the way, if you guys are looking for a guild, the guild that I'm in is always looking for other players. So if you guys want to join a very cool guild with multiple player towns, actually, that are owned by the guild, check out Havoc. And you can message me in-game if you're interested and get you hooked up. So, again, my in-game name is Serene Heart. That was really quick death. He kind of went down really quickly. much weight am I getting to here? I don't really want to go overweight. That'll take me back to Novia, which is the overland map. Don't really want to do that quite yet. Yeah, there's another stag. Hello, stag. Again, got to be careful of that knockback stuff. Kind of surprised I haven't gotten any of the obsidian stag carcasses yet. When I was here earlier, I ended up getting 3 of them. But they do sell to players for quite a bit of money, so it's kind of nice to have them. I failed. It's always weird for me to fail because it's like I have a really good chance to succeed. I failed on a 99% chance one time. I'm like, really? Come on. Not bad. 3 hides off of that one. That's a nice result. I'll take that. Wasn't the obsidian stag carcass, but I'll take it. Worthy. Mr. Wolf. I do plan on raising my more of my magic skills here really soon. I might play around with that aspect of things for a little while, because magic is definitely very potent in this game, especially once you get it up into the higher levels. You can definitely do a lot. In fact, you know what? I totally forgot. I was going to change something around. It'll be a good chance for me to show you the deck system too. There is what's called the deck system in the game. So basically, when you are doing your adventuring and you're got your skills on your bar down here, these are called the decks, and you can set up your decks in basically any way that you want, any kind of configuration. So let me go to my deck menu here. Right now, I've got these decks that are set up. You can set up more decks if you need, but the one that I have equipped currently is the blade deck, obviously because I'm using the blades. You know, the blade is in my hand there. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to modify this one, and I'll show you this. As you learn skills, you'll get the glyphs for those skills, and you can either just add them directly down onto your hotbar like you normally would in MMOs, or you can add them over into this area right here. And if you leave a spot or 2 or 3 or 10 blank of any kind of glyphs, like this, for instance, see how it says any glyph right now? If I added something over into here, it would randomly come up here on the deck menu as you're adventuring. So I'll show you an example here with my ranged skill. Wrong one. I think it's this one here. Is it? No, it is not. Which one is it? Is it the top one? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so if I was to use this deck right here, this is a blank glyph, this is a blank glyph, this is a blank glyph, and this is a blank glyph. So let me equip this one, and I will show you. Yeah, I'll show you then here in the menu. You're going to see how these glyphs start popping up. Okay, these are the random glyphs that are going to come up. So this one is active, this one is active, this one is active, so on and so forth. Oh, I see. It's not actually coming up active because my bow isn't loaded. I know why. It's because that's an old deck of mine, and it's using one of the old equipment things that I had. Anyways, so as you can see, these glyphs came up, and you see how this one is starting to fade, and there it goes, and there that one goes, and there that one goes, and there that one goes. These are going to start, these pop up randomly. Now, you might think that's a little weird, and why would you want to do that? The reason why is because in the game, when you use skills, there are cooldowns that are attached to it, and you can use the skill a certain amount of times before it goes on to cooldown, and you cannot use it anymore. If you use this kind of random deck system, though, those cooldowns aren't as affected, so you don't have to worry about it as much. Now, the main thing that you need to be concerned about with it is that you have enough glyphs learned that the glyphs that you're using in the deck cover at least this amount of glyphs that you need. So I'll give you an example here. Let me take off Healing Touch and the piercing shots. And as you can see, I've got, X amount of glyphs that are going on here. Take off multi-shot, disabling shot. Okay, now you see how it's got 16 out of 17 glyphs plus 1 slug. If you don't have enough glyphs loaded in the randomizer here, it will have slugs. And those are blank ones that you cannot use. So if one of those slugs was to come up in your rotation, it's a dead key. It will not do anything until that glyph randomly goes away and chooses a different one. So you want to make sure if you're setting up this kind of random deck that you have enough glyphs in this area here to make use of, to cover so that there is not any slugs that are going to be popping up on you. So let me do that one. Now you see here how it's got piercing shot 2 out of 4. That means that I have in my randomized section here, there is 2 piercing shots, and I can potentially have 4 of them in there because I have at least 40 skill in that particular skill. So the amount of glyphs that you get for the for this section is based on your amount of skill points that you have in that skill. The more skill points you have, the more often you can put that glyph into your randomized deck. So there we go. That'll work. So again, it's just kind of like another way to play the game. If you want to choose to use that, you can. If you want to choose to use a deck that is set up as a static kind of deck, you can do that too. It's totally up to you. And it's just kind of another way that you can choose to play. And I think to me, that kind of thing is really cool. To give the players the options like that, I think it's a really cool thing for them to have done. Now I'm actually going to change things around on the deck that I'm using. Let's see, that's Soothing Rain. Shield of Ice. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use this one here. So I could equip that one. Now I need to change my blade deck. because right now I was using the water skill, but I'm wanting to raise up fire. Oops, sorry about the noise there. I'm wanting to raise up fire because the fire tree gets a nice buff called Ignite Weapon. Once you get up in the skill a little bit, you can learn Ignite Weapon, and I'll tell you what, that's a pretty nasty little buff that you can give yourself. So I'm kind of going to go up that tree a little bit, and I forgot to set it there earlier to make use of it. I thought I saw some wolves running around in here. Yes, maybe that. Oh, did they kill him? I guess. Oh, it was a stag. Never mind. They ended up killing him. Hey, cool. Got an obsidian stag carcass. Nice. That'll work. That'll work. Okay, well, hey, there's an elder wolf here. Interesting. Haven't run across one of the elder wolves before. That's cool. But that fire fist hits with a bang, doesn't it? There we go. And I can't loot it. Why not? There we go. Sometimes the targeting is a little strange. Just depends on like where they fall, you know. Oh, I failed. Interesting. Come on. There we go. So not bad. He had 3 carcasses there, or 3 hides. That was a good loot. Come here, Wolfie. Oh, got another elder involved here. Okay, so that guy just attacked me from the back there. Now, one thing that's very important with this game and the combat system that you want to pay attention to is to make sure that you are not facing away from targets that are hitting you. The reason why is because if they are hitting you from the back, they're going to do increased damage to you and have a higher chance to critically hit you. So you want to make sure to not expose your flanks like that. That's why I kind of, rearranged myself there in my stance. I'm starting to get a little low on focus, but this should be dead here in just a moment. Yeah, there we go. So there are definitely a lot of things in this game that make it very complex. There's a lot of complexity to the game. It's very cool, and there are a lot of things that they're doing in the game to make it better every time. It's in constant development, and again, most of the development is actually as a response to the players and their desires and needs. So to me, that is really cool. It's nice to see game developers going in that direction, to be very responsive to their players and the things that they are seeing. Literally, the way that they've put it is that this game is created by the players, and they are not wrong with that. I mean, a lot of things that you see in the game that are occurring are there because players suggested it or said, hey, this would be a really cool idea to do. And they developed it and ran with it and said, hey, this is a pretty cool thing to do. This is a lot of fun. So, yeah. I like supporting a game that's like that, It's a very rare thing to find these days, developers that are willing to do that kind of thing. So yeah, I truly hope that you guys are enjoying this so far. If you're interested, you can go to shroudoftheavatar.com. That's the website for the game, and you guys can pick it up there. Or you can pick it up on Steam as well. It is on Steam release too. So either way. Either way. I hear a bear, but I'm not sure. Yeah, there he is. Okay. He's coming to eat me. He came to me. I hear another one over there. I'm just not sure where he's at. I'm going to go out of combat, actually, so I can get my focus back a little bit faster. Because there's another bear right nearby. In fact, right there he is. Biting me in the butt. There might be another one over there, too. Oh, be careful. Quit knocking me back, bear. That'd be nice. Set his body on fire as he fell. I guess I'm having some bear kebabs. I didn't even notice. Now I am officially overweight at this point, so we are officially walking slower and lower decks and stuff. So we'll see what we can do to make our way out of here. Because we're going to have to make our way back through that pass to get back home. So that I can drop off my loot and do what I need to do with it. Stupid spiders. Damn it. Might be in a little bit of trouble here. I did not mean to sheathe my weapon there. Yeah, bear, you can take out those spiders. That'll work. That'll work. All right, so actually I'm going to go up this way. It'll be a little bit easier for us to find the exit here. If I remember right, there was an exit that was not too far away from the top up here. I just don't want to deal with those spiders down there. They're just a nightmare to deal with. Oh, there's a bear killing a stag over there. Man, I want to see if I can get the stupid obsidian carcass here. Yeah, come here, boys. Oh, I see it was the wolves, not the bear. You guys knew what I meant. Whee! Actually, I'm going to leave these guys here for just a second. Let me see if I can get this corpse over here without anything else attacking. Like the mountain, for instance. Cool. We got a meticulous collection off of it, too. That means that I get an increased amount of loot from it. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. That'll work. Not upset with that. Especially since I didn't have to kill it. James, stag backstrap is good. Yeah, it is, definitely. I love venison. It's been an unfortunately long amount of time since I've had any, though. Makes me sad. So we're going to have to deal with that dog up there that's spawned. By the way, if you do play and you are in an area like this and you want to get out of it really quickly and so on and so forth, there is kind of a cheaty way to do it. If you exit the game, like if you exit to the menu and then reload in, it gives you the chance to resume the game from where you logged out, or you can choose to re-log in on the overland map. So if you're in the middle of like a really bad area, really dangerous, and you're having trouble getting through it and such, and you're kind of stuck and so on and so forth, well, he's killing those archers over there. And we'll just try to wander through. Not going to worry about it. Anyways, so that's kind of like a backhandle way to get through it. You can kind of log out and just come back in. It works. I don't necessarily want to do that here, but hello, stag. Hey, come here. Come here, boy. I just want your meat. Let's do that here real quick since we're right here at the exit. May as well, right? Sure. That would be nice. Alrighty, and here is the exit. So we'll make our way out, and gonna have to see where one of the nearest passes is, because I got to get back to the southern part of the map where Sultan is, since that's where our home is. I just hope that with the extra weight and being overweight and slowed down, I can get through the passes without too much trouble. It can be difficult sometimes. Okay, so let's see where we need to go. Well, first we head south. I'm not sure where any of the passes through are going to be here. I need to learn the overland map. You know, I mean, it's just, I'm still pretty new to the game, so I don't know it as well as some of the other players out there might. I know some people can just, you know the stuff off the back of their hands, and not quite there yet. There's a path here. Okay, Okay, so that's North Quell Way. Haven't been over here yet. Sawtooth Thicket. Tier 5. Okay. Good for future identification, future use. What is that one? The what? Oh, the crags. I'm probably not going to be able to get past this, though, am I? No. Well, I don't know, maybe. No. Didn't think so. I'm unfortunately slowed down quite a bit because of the weight that I'm carrying, but I don't really want to drop anything. That and going through the woods like this, it does slow you down. I think that's pretty cool. You know, when you're walking through certain terrain, it does slow your pathing down, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Sometimes it can be a pain in the butt, though. Like when you're trying to get around like me right now. And now we're in snow. Okay, so here's one of the passes. Which one is this one? Oh, this is Brightbone. I've heard that one is really difficult. Well, I guess we can try it, see what happens. If we die, we die. Yeah, it can take a little bit of time to download the game, James, that's for sure. Okay, so here we are in Brightbone. Let me see what I got going on here. Oh, these mages. You know, I don't know. The mages will teleport you to the other side, but I don't know how much it costs. Phew, 1,500 gold. No, thank you. I don't have the money for that right now. All right, well, go ahead and summon this guy up here. And just hope that we can make it through. Oh, yeah, this one is going to be a pain in the ass, isn't it? Because this is a control point. Oh, this could get ugly. This could get really ugly. I've never been here before, so I don't know. We may as well grab the iron ore here. We're already overweight. Why not? Oh, tungsten. Cool. That's actually worth quite a bit. Surprisingly, it's worth quite a bit. One of the other oddities in the game is that this in the economy here, the silver is worth more than gold. Silver ore is kind of worth more than gold ore, and tin, tungsten, those kind of things, they're worth more too. Yeah, this might be a bit difficult. I don't know. In for a penny, in for a pound. We'll see what happens here. That's one of the control points. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Okay, I guess I got it. I don't even know what I'm doing. Keep me alive, water elemental. Keep me alive. You can do it. I'm inching them down. These hardened guys, they dodge a lot. They can get a lot of damage mitigation going, so we're holding our own with that water elemental. He's keeping me healed up pretty good, so we might be okay here. What was that? Mage doesn't respawn, but I don't think he will because I've got, he hasn't been looted yet, so. Got the one almost right. Run, bunny rabbit. You don't belong here. Go, bunny. Whew, alrighty. Not bad. Not bad. We might be able to do this. You see how slow I'm walking, man. Crazy. Well, I think we made it through okay. Well, good. We made it through. I'm happy with ourselves here. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. We did okay. I guess it's nice to know I'm at that strength level now. Uh, Pushing the limits there. That's good. So hopefully you guys are enjoying so far. Again, this is Shroud of Avatar. It is a buy-to-play game, not a subscription game. So once you buy it, it's yours, and you can play it as much as you want. There's both an online and offline mode to the game. So the differences between the online and the offline is that there's no player interaction. So that means that there are no player vendors and that kind of thing to buy your higher level items or resources and that kind of thing from. It's sort of you're on your own. You have to get your own resources and stuff, which depending on what you're doing can definitely be a pain in the butt if you're playing in the offline mode. If you're on online mode, well, there's a lot of stuff that's available to you. The whole game is open in both online and offline. And the cool thing is there's a lot of really awesome player interaction that goes on in the online mode. So, it's there if you want it as the offline mode. I recommend playing it online myself, but some people prefer to do it offline. So there you go. So we're on our way back to our player town, our hometown of Oracle Oasis. That is a town that is run by the guild that I'm in. The town is a very cool town. It's set up very nicely and stuff. So I am having consideration of moving though to a different town location. I'm still debating on it. I don't know. While the town is a really nice one and there's a lot of amenities that are there, there's a couple of pain in the butt kind of things with it that I don't care if I might change to a different location to get away from some of those pain in the butt things with it. But overall, it's a nice town to live in. And if you're interested, there's definitely housing that's open there. So you just have to talk to our guildmaster about it. So we're almost to Sultan. That is our town away from town, I guess you could say. We have to actually go. Here's the pain in the butt part of the town that I live in. I have to actually enter into the Soul Town map to get to the entrance of the town that I have my home in. So it's sort of a double loading screen every time that I want to go home, which is a little bit of a pain because you guys see how the loading screens are. So that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking I might move to a different location. The one thing too with all the loading screens, you guys have seen different concept art and that kind of thing that's been done. The cool thing is that with all the concept art that you're seeing here on the loading screens, there are actually those things in the game. So there is a place somewhere where that big face right there is. You can actually go and see it in different locations. So it's pretty cool as far as that goes that they actually put the the things in there. So, we got to walk over here to this wagon and bring up the list of the towns that are nested within this town. And that's how we actually get to our hometown. So as you can see, it's a little bit of a double pain to get into our hometown. So that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking about moving it to a different spot. You can, if you do have a deed for a plot of land, and you choose to move it to a different plot within the same town, it's free to do. If you want to move it to a different town, you can do that, but it does cost you the basically the store money to do it. You have to kind of pay real world money for the service of it, but it's cheap. It's 5 crowns. It basically equals out to be about $5 to move your house from one player town to another player town. But what the nice thing is that there's moving slots that you can use. So if you have your house like all decorated, you've got your items in there, you've got your chests that have like all of your goodies in them and so on and so forth. I did the wrong town, didn't I? I sure did. I did New Vesper. I hate it when I do that. Anyways, that's one of the problems with my eyes. I wasn't leaning forward to make sure I clicked on the right town name. So now I have 4 loading screens to do. You see, that's again, kind of one of the reasons why I'm thinking I might move it. But anyways, if you have your house all completely decorated, you've got chests with items in it and so on and so forth. The nice thing about this game is that there is the property manager, and you can use that to essentially move the house as it stands into your property manager. It puts it all into storage for you. And then when you find another plot of land that you want to plop that house down on, you just select that property from your property manager, and it will set the house back up in the exact same way that it was set up before. So you can, it took me all the way back out, didn't it? Yeah, it did. So you can kind of use that to your advantage if you want to move from one player town to another player town. You can have your whole house basically already set up and established, and it just costs the crowns to move it. So, that's an option that's there. Now, if you wanted to just, if you wanted to remove everything from your house and then reclaim your deed from the land, so that you can recreate it in a different place, there is actually no moving fee for that. You can just get the deed back. You can reset up that deed in another town, and then start your house off fresh right there. So it's kind of an option. If you want to keep your house as it is, it's going to cost you a little bit of money to do that. And if you want to just, put everything into your bank and just move things from one town to another, then you can do that too. But, both options are there. There are a lot of different houses available too. So there's different plot types. There we go. I clicked on the right one this time. There's different plot types. So the house that I have is called a row house. It's the smallest plot of land. But the reason why I got that one is because I wanted to get the tax-free deed. And that cost me a little bit of money to buy from the store. So the nice thing is that I don't have to worry about paying taxes on it. Now, if you have a house that's not a tax-free deed, the game will charge you every day for having that house there. Now, the costs depend on the size of the lot of land that you buy. For a row house, the smallest houses, it will cost you 500 gold per day to maintain that home, which isn't too bad. I mean, you can, especially if you're at a higher adventuring level, you can make that really easily, especially if you're finding vendors that are willing to buy the goodies that you go out and hunt up and that kind of thing. So it's 500 a day for the row houses, 1,000 a day for the village size lots, 1,500 a day for the town sized, 2,000 a day, I think, for the city lots. And it goes up to about 3,500 a day for the keep lots, which is, big castles that people have. Just absolutely enormous. And a lot of times those are not owned by players individually, but they've been set up by a guild, and sort of the whole guild is contributing into keeping the maintenance on that kind of thing going. So anyways, here is my home. For those of you guys that didn't see it, this is my home. It's a kobold house, which I like really well. I have a basement as well. It's a 5-story basement. It goes down 5 floors, but I don't have anything in it right now. It's totally empty, so I'm not actually going to take you guys down there to look. But again, I'm thinking about moving from this plot of land here in Oracle Oasis over to somewhere else. Maybe over to Brittany Fort or something like that, something closer to Brittany, so that I don't have to try to cross through those passes every time that I want to get back home. It's just, kind of a pain in the butt. I'd rather be kind of centrally more located on the map. So anyways, but I guess at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream for the evening. I do want to thank you guys for tuning in to watch tonight, and hopefully you guys enjoyed yourselves. I definitely did. And if you guys are interested in checking out any of my shows, I do go live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays and Fridays, as well as 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays. And you guys can check all the archives of all of those out on my website, openeyesnetwork.com. And if you guys want to check out any of the books, I am an author. I write science fiction and fantasy and nonfiction. I've got all kinds of great stuff for you guys. You can check that all out on my website, originalworlds.com. Until next time, keep safe out there. Have fun. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you again soon.